Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best point guards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 12,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Got about 26 or 27 of the best point guards in the game on this list. If there's anybody you think I left off the list that you'd like to hear my thoughts on, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. Pretty much included all the dark matters and then some of the top Galaxy Opals and one pink diamond. So there might be some guys that I left off that you'd like to hear my thoughts on. If that's the case, feel free to leave a comment and I will get back to you on that. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. First point guard of the video is Hero Ben Simmons. The Titan Ben is still probably S tier. He might be A. I didn't include the Hero and the regular version of these cards, so that is something to keep in mind, that not all that we don't have like two versions of Ben, two versions of Penny Hardaway, two versions of J.R. Smith, two versions of Hito Turkoglu, etc. Like, I didn't do that. But Ben Simmons is an incredible card. He is S tier. He is a top 3 point guard in the game. You could argue he's the best. Well, I mean, I would personally might make that argument. It kind of depends on the day, to be honest. I think you can really go with 1 to 3 guys, but Ben is an incredible card. Like, there's no doubt at all that he's an S tier point guard in my opinion. I don't love Cade. I just don't like his release that much. I think he's good enough. I think he's B. I mean, he's not a top 10 point guard in the game in my opinion. He's a top 15. It's close-ish, and he's got to be top 15 to go B. So I think he's about top 15-ish. I mean, he's B. Good card. I don't love the release. I don't think he's incredible. I just think he's decent enough. Derrick Rose is just too undersized. He doesn't have a great player build either. He's going to struggle on the defensive end of the court pretty massively. Solid offensive card, but not next level great enough to be higher than D tier in my opinion. D-Book is definitely high B. You could argue low A for D-Book. The thing about D-Book that he does have going for him is that his playoff card specifically, which is the one I included, has 2 EVOs, which gives him 50 Hall of Fame badges and pretty close to invincible stats, which is incredible. He's got basically invincible stats and badges, but his animations, while great, he is only 6'6". I don't think he's like next level insane in terms of his shot. He's a very good shot creator. He's one of the, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm being a little bit harsh on D-Book. He does have 50 hops and near perfect stats and really good. He's got a great jumper as well. Like, he's a great card. I'm going to go low A for D-Book. I don't think he's high A, but I'm going to go low A for Devin Booker. Dwayne Wade has to go D tier for me. I just don't think he's that good. His release is not that good, and he's only 6'4". This isn't the year of being able to run 6'4" point guards at a very high level, especially if they're not next level incredible offensively. And D-Wade, with his release not being that good, is just not that card, to be honest. So D tier for Mr. Wade as well. Gilbert Arenas, on the other hand, I think I'm going to go put him C tier. I think there's a few guys on this list that I would rather have Gilbert over. I could almost argue B tier, and because like Cade Cunningham and Gilbert Arenas, that's a close debate for me. I actually think I might personally, and I know Cade's probably the better meta card, whatever, I might prefer to use Gilbert. I think he's pretty fun to use. I think he's a very solid card. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm putting him B tier. I think he's good enough to go B tier. I think Gilbert Arenas is a very, very good card. I think he's one of the best offensive guards in the game, and he holds his own decently enough defensively. Obviously undersized, but still a great card. We're going with the B tier for Gilbert. I'm going to put Hito in S. I think he's a top 5 point guard in the game. I really do. I think he might be the 5th best point guard, but he is, in my opinion, at least right there at that borderline of top 5 PG. When you're 6'10" with a base 98S release that's super elite and just incredible all-around stats and badges as well, he's an amazing card, and I think he's definitely up there for sure. Bonga's high B, low A. He's got a very good release. He's a capable defender. He's 6'8". I like the card a lot. I think he's a really, really great budget PG. Isaiah Thomas stinks. This card is not good at all. He's definitely one of the worst PGs in this list. I don't really want to waste time with that card. I feel like Jalen Rose has to go A. I don't love his release, but I pretty much like everything else. Moves well. Capable defender. Doesn't have any defensive hops, which is kind of a question mark, but I think he's got to go A. I think he's one of the best budget PGs in the game still. Jimmer Fredette, yet another D tier. Not a huge fan of the card. Just don't think he's very good. I know we got a big gap, I feel like, right now in the C tier, but I think that's going to get filled in with a few of these guys later on. Although there are kind of a decent, more of these PGs than I expected, to be honest, are lower on the list. Jimmy Butler is like poor man's Ron Artest, who we'll get to later in this video. I still think he's probably A tier because he's got decent size. He's an elite level defender, really good SIGs. And I do honestly like his release, even though it is ugly. It's easy enough to time and green. Jordan Poole is not a good card. Again, I don't like his release. He's undersized and he's only 6'5", doesn't have the best player build, and I don't like the release. It's about all I got to say. J.R. Smith, elite offensive card, capable enough defensively. He's a very similar card to D-Book, to be completely honest. I honestly think D-Book's probably a little bit better, so JR is going to go low A. I mean, you could maybe even say high B for JR. Actually, I'm going to say high J. Damn, I don't know, bro. This is tough because KPJ is another tough one for me. I prefer him over Jalen Rose personally, but I think in terms of unbiased, you might say Jalen Rose is the better card. This is tough. I'm not going to lie. This is really, really tough. We're going to go KPJ A as well for now. I think that is fair. LaMelo, I don't like very much. I don't like his release that much. I know I do like his release a lot. I don't like his SIGs very much, and he's not the greatest defender. He's not an elite shot creator. I understand he's got a great release, but he doesn't have really anything else incredible, in my opinion, that puts him over the edge. I don't know. That might be low to put him C, but I'm not a big fan. Lonzo, on the other hand, is also... He honestly slightly worse than LaMelo. He's better than all the guys in D tier and has decent size, but I don't love his release. He's another C tier guy. Not as good as Lonzo, but still, or as LaMelo, but still. One of the other top 3 PGs in the game that could be argued as the best point guard in the game is Luka Doncic. He's an easy S tier, the best 3-hunting PG in the game, without a doubt, in my opinion. I am really, really high on the card, and I think that's a pretty obvious one to go in the S tier. Manu Ginobili, I think, has to go B. Solid card, good SIGs, good release, does a lot of things really well. Not the biggest PG in the world, but definitely a very, very capable option. MJ is going to go low C for me. I think he's got to go higher than D. I don't like his release, but at least he gives you elite defense and elite slashing and very good SIGs. He just has a bad release. It's the biggest flaw with the card. Versus the other MJ, which is an S tier PG because he's got a great release. He goes from his own release, which stinks, to KPJ base, which is the best base in the game. I don't love his upper, but it doesn't matter because of how good his base is. He's an S tier PG. Don't think he's quite on the level of Ben or Luka. He and Hito are on a very similar level to me, but we're going to go S for him. Jokic, on the other hand, is right there in that top 3 with Luka and Ben. These are the 3 best point guards in the game, in my opinion, right now. Depends on what you need out of your PG, but they're both incredible, and they're both very easy S tiers. Oscar, I think, goes low C or high D. That's a tough one for me. I think I'm going to go low C for him. That's the fair point. That's the fair spot to put him, I think. I think he's a little better than everybody in D tier, to be completely honest. Really don't like any of those cards in D tier very much. Gonna go Penny in B. I think he's a worse version of Cade Cunningham, is how I would describe him, but I do think he is just good enough to go B tier still. Better than the guys in C tier, in my opinion. LaMelo's the odd man out in C tier. I got to be honest. I think we got to move him up a little bit, but then I got to feel like C tier is a little bit small. But I don't know. Ron Artest, we're going to go high A. Highest card in A tier. I'm only putting 5 guys in S tier, but if there was a 6th, I would put Ron Artest. I think he's incredible. Really good SIGs, really good release, elite defender. Just don't think he's quite good enough to go higher than A. It's damn close, though. Sean Livingston, another guy who's going A tier. I think Sean Livingston's a monster. Like, he's really, really good. He's got very good SIGs, very good release, good size. Not quite as good defensively as Ron Artest, but a similar type card, just not as good defensively, but still an A tier guy. And then the final guy also is going to go C tier in Tyler Hero. Don't love his release. He's good enough. He's better than the guys in D tier, but I just don't think he's any higher than C tier. Not a huge fan of the C tier guys, in all honesty, at the PG position. But everybody B tier and up. A lot of viable cards there. I feel like I had to move LaMelo up because I think he's kind of a tier above all these guys who are in C tier. And that is my best point guards tier list for this point of the game. Let me know what y'all think of my list down in the comment section down below. I know it's not the most even, but it's pretty close. Hope y'all did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.